No,
Okay, give me a second, Prabhu.
no, for me it is not very much audible. What about others? Can you all hear?
It is echoing.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. I have some network issue. Okay, Prabhuji. So you can start.
Okay,
Okay.
sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Prabhu, do I need to be host for Prabhu for sharing, or you already made me?
I'm making you, Prabhuji. Making.
Yeah. Okay.
Prabhuji, done, Prabhuji. You can just start.
Yes. All right. So, thank you, Prabhuji Mataji, and sorry for keeping you waited. There was some issue in joining in. So, first of all, wish you all a very, very happy Krishna conscious New Year. And Srila Prabhupada says for devotees, every day is a new year. Because every time we chant the same Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it is giving us a new inspiration, even when we are not aware ourselves. Because usually what we say as we consider the body, right? And body is so having so much of a thick layer of ignorance that even when our soul is feeling bliss, it is yet to experience, right? We don't realize what is good for us. So Shastras are saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying, every time we are a person, when he chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A person who just chants the Mahamantra once, a person who just pays the obeisances in front of the Lord in the temple or in front of the altar at home, these two persons are two different. Even though from our material eyes, we may not be able to see, identify the difference. But Krishna can see the person has changed. His consciousness had changed just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra once or paying obeisance in front of the Lord once. So with that great enthusiasm, with firm faith on Srila Prabhupada's words, let us begin our new year, so-called new year, and we are going to celebrate it throughout our whole year also. So I'll not take more time. Only we are a little late. So chapter 15 of Canto 4, King Prathu's appearance and coronation. So what we are going to learn today are many wonderful things. It is going to tell the Lord he incarnates himself time after time in different forms, and the reasons why Lord appears, reappears, again appears, reappears in different forms. Okay, so it is going to add a lot of value. Okay, how we look this Bhagavad Gita, right? 4.7 and 8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. And then the next one is what is that? Sambhavani yuge yuge. What is that shloka?
Yada yada hi
The reasons of
dharmasya glanir.
yada hi dharmasya. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Yes. So those shlokas we are going to understand those shlokas with the help of these one and with a different flavor today. So very, very interesting. And let us all pray, Srila Prabhupada, that we get the right message the right way. Into the Mangalacharan. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjala-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutalai Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhavetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Amtamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandha Jagatpati Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripi Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we'll begin with the first verse. We are going to discuss some of the very important key takeaways which are going to help us not only to begin the new year in a very wonderful manner, but for the rest of the life. So tighten your seatbelt. We are ready to fly. First shloka. Matriya uvacha atha tasya punirviprer putrasya mahipate bahu bhayam math panabhyam mitunam samapaddata. We'll read the translation. Any Prabhuji or Mataji want to read, please? There is no purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation
Please.
by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, thus the Brahmanas and the greatest sages, again 2 arms of King Vena's dead body, as a result of a male and female couple, come out of his arms. Hare Krishna Mata, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So the Brahmanas and the great sages, they are churning the 2 arms of the king Vena, his dead body, because he has been killed now in the previous chapter. And as a result, a male and a female couple came out of his arms. What are the other places in our scriptures where this word churning has been used? One is very famous pastime of. Anyone wants to answer? The word churn.
The Yashoda churning the butter.
Haribol. Yes, Varun. Thank you. I did not think about that, but a very nice perspective. It is going to add a lot of value in our further discussion. Yes. Any other place?
That churning of that ocean, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Mandaka. I don't remember the name. Mandara.
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 Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So basically, churning represents taking the unwanted element out until we get the expected one. Right? Why did the demigods and the demons continue to churn for so many days? And then so many things came out, but they continue to churn until the nectar came. So for them, the expected output is the nectar, Amrit. But before that, so many things came, which it is starting. And what was the first thing that came? Was the poison, right? Which was accepted by Lord Shiva. And this is when he was called Nilakanta. So when we churn, then the bad things mostly comes out before we get the expected one, right? This is what the definition. In both the cases, like Prabhuji mentioned, Mother Yashoda churning. So she continued to churn the yogurt, right, until the chas, right, that comes out, and the expected outcome in this case is the butter, sweet butter for Lord Krishna. So until the butter comes out, she was churning. So when we churn, something unexpected comes, which is okay because we are more inclined to wait until the expected outcome comes. Why I'm repeating the same line again and again manner? Why? Because both the cases, churning of the ocean and churning of the yogurt, and then followed by cheto darpana marjanam, right? That is also churning. We discussed in the beginning. Every time when we chant Maha Mantra once, we are not the same person. By chanting the mantra once, we are a different person in consciousness. Cheto darpana marjanam means we are churning our consciousness. So many a times we would have experienced or we would have seen when we are not chanting, everything is peaceful. Okay? But when we start chanting, suddenly so many unexpected things starts becoming visible. Okay? It is something like, we will understand this with the help of an example. If there is a room which has been closed for years and years, and there is dust everywhere, everything is fully messed up, and the room was closed, the power was off. If there is no power, you enter that room, you will not feel any problem, right? The moment you power on the light, you will see everything visible, like so much of dust, so many webs, so many rat, maybe anything. But suddenly you will start seeing everything which was not visible so far. The chanting also works same way. Our so many weak points, so many anarthas, okay, which were always silent, which were never visible. Now when we start chanting, starts becoming visible. Welcome to the Hare Krishna movement. Why? Because until you see the problem, until we see the anarthas, what is anartha? Anartha simply a very innocent, like dictionary meaning, means something which has no meaning. So anything which makes us forget we are a soul, any action done in that direction is anartha. Anything which makes us to remember we are a soul, we are the servant of the Lord, who are we, what are our responsibilities, is artha. Anything other than this is anartha. So I see two hands raised. Mataji, you want to ask some question? Sindhu Mataji?
No, for reading, Prabhuji.
Reading, Mataji. Okay. So, Mataji. Yes. So now, when we are chanting, it is completely okay if the problem starts becoming more in our life. It is exactly meaning that the process is working. Until we see the problem, how can we solve it? We spend our whole life in working for a person who we are not. We are a soul, right from the birth. Not only one birth, so many births, one after the another. We have been working tirelessly, 12 hours, 15 hours, 18 hours, or maybe sometime more, right? Not physically, but through our emotions, through our desires. We have been serving a person who does not exist. This body is a matter. Have we had a sleepless night worrying for a fan? No, we are not a fan. Fan is not working. So what? We'll get it repaired. We'll change it. 5 minutes, right? Have we? And there are so many things around us. we don't spend our months and years and lives thinking about that. But then why this body? This body is also made up of these 5 elements. We are not this body. Just this understanding that who we are solves our more than 50% of the problems. Okay, so we went story inside story, instant story, as usual. We come back now. So Maitreya Rishi is explaining to Vidura, right, that the King Vena has been killed, and now the sage is, right, churning. And with churning, yes, a male and a female couple came out. We'll discuss them more now next. So do we have a purport? Yes, this time we have a purport. Second. Tadrishtva mithunam jatam reshu brahmavadinah uchuhu param santushta viditva bhagvat kalam. Yes. Yes, Hindu Mataji. Please read the translation. And
Yeah, I'll read, Prabhuji.
purport also. Yes.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sages were highly learned in Vedic knowledge. When they saw the male and female born of the arms of Vena's body, they were very pleased, for they could understand that the couple was an expansion of a planetary portion of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shall I read the purport? Please small.
Yes,
The method adopted by the great sages and scholars who were learned in Vedic knowledge was perfect. They removed all the reactions of King Vena's sinful activities by seeing that King Vena first gave birth to Bahuka, described in the previous chapter. After King Vena's body was thus purified, a male and a female came out of it, and the great sages could understand that this was an expansion of Lord Vishnu. This expansion, of course, was not Vishnu Tattva, but a specifically empowered expansion of Lord Vishnu known as Avesha. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So we see many other examples also. Before Lord Krishna appeared, Lord Balrama appeared, and before him, 6 more their siblings had who were killed by Kamsa, right? So they all were like belonging to like lower category. So like before the Prithu Maharaj appears, right? So when as we discussed during the churning examples, unwanted lower in grade elements appear. So this is like very much related to the appearance of Lord Krishna also. 6 were like demon category, those who had appeared. So what we learn from here again is when the journey, okay, it may be painful, because from our side, see, we are already in a conditioned form. For a conditioned soul, forgetting itself is even easier than taking one step towards the direction of serving the Lord. So we are conditioned. All around us, the environment and the things around us are ready, fully ready to make us forget of who we are. In that situation, it is not like Lord does not know all these things. He's sitting right inside us. So how much our conditioned we may be, but when we try to take one small step, the Lord is so merciful. He opens so many further possibilities that we can connect with Him and come more closer to Him. It is very okay. It is said in for ISKCON, right? Once we are in the association of the devotees, even if there are problems, even if we are not able to adjust well for so far, like so-called so many XYZ regions. Okay, the association of the devotee is so powerful. Krishna is never going to leave us, even if we want to leave. There have been so many examples. There was a person traveling in a flight somewhere in US, I guess. So there were two Matajis. They were coming from Jagannath, and they served a lot there, and they were given a very good amount of prasadam when they left Jagannath Puri. More than what they needed, like so much extra prasadam was packed by the devotees there. Now, these two Matajis were having this prasadam in the flight, and they were sitting next to another person who was not looking devotee from any angle. They asked that person many times, you want to like take some part of the prasadam there? And he said many times no. Okay. Finally, when the flight was about to land, okay, these Matajis thought of trying it one more final time. And then that person almost started crying, saying, I was a devotee one time, and then some problem happened, and then I left ISKCON movement, and then I started my old life. But it has happened so many times that the devotees meet me either at the airport or in somewhere. And those two Matajis were the next example at the same time. Okay. So even if we want to run, Lord will never leave us. See, we must always remember, we wanted to be away from the Lord. We were like, in Hindi we call vidroh. We were in a revolutionary mood against the Lord. Then he created this beautiful universe when we wanted to be away from him. Now, if we want to serve him, to what extent he can go for us? Putana wanted to kill the Lord. He made her a nurse, which is equivalent to one of the 6 mothers, right? So he is so loving. Yesterday we were having a discussion, evening, 31st December, and then one of the points that came during that is like, have we been sent as punishment here because we did not accept the supremacy of the Lord? We wanted to enjoy separately. So is the Lord taking punishment from us? And the conclusion of the discussion was, no, there is no word called punishment in Krishna's dictionary. Because then the question might be coming, why are we suffering? Why are so many people suffering? Why are they dying hungry? Why so many people take birth without some part of the body missing? Why is that all happening? So one single straight line answer is to make sure, okay, we purify ourselves enough. The problems which are happening are at the bodily platform. Okay, until we are thinking ourselves as a body, we are in a problem. There is a very nice book, Journey to Goloka, by His Holiness Bhakti Vrit Bhagwat Swami Maharaj. I got a chance to read a part of that recently. And then one conversation happens between Maharaj and another Mataji who was about to leave her body. She was in almost her last few days of the life because of some life critical disease. And then Maharaj asks Mataji, are you feeling pain? Mataji said, yes, I'm feeling pain. Then Maharaj asked, in body or in mind? She told, in body. Maharaj told, okay, you move the pain from body to the mind and then use your intelligence, okay, to satisfy, to answer the mind. See, it is very easy to say when we are discussing it here, but we must accept that Mataji did it in her last few days with the mercy of Maharaj. Okay, there is a very nice conversation because it is just the beginning, this part. When the conversation starts, this is the first or second line of their conversation. But they did it. So it means it is possible. When we feed our intelligence with the help of the scriptures, that intelligence can control the mind. And things are not impossible. Ajamila, yes, he was an example. It does not happen with everybody. Yes, true, it does not happen with everyone, but it can happen with anyone, anytime. It can happen with anyone, anytime. So we must continue our efforts. Anyway, it is in the hands of the Lord. Okay, and the Lord, He is that Lord who is on our side. He never wanted us to be away. Okay, we'll discuss more when we discuss the incarnation part. We'll go to the next section. Next shloka. ऋषया उचुः एषा विष्णोर्भगवतः कलाभुवनपालिनी इयं च लक्ष्म्या सम्भूति पुरुषयानपायिनी. Yes. Can I request?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Please read for us. The translation and the purport both.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The great sages said, the male is a plenary expansion of the power of Lord Vishnu, who maintains the entire universe, and the female is a plenary expansion of the goddess of fortune, who is never separated from the Lord. Purport. The significance of the goddess of fortune never being separated from the Lord is clearly mentioned herein. People in the material world are very fond of the goddess of fortune, and they want her favor in the form of riches. They should know, however, that the goddess of fortune is inseparable from Lord Vishnu. Materialists should understand that the goddess of fortune should be worshipped along with Lord Vishnu and should not be regarded separately. Materialists seeking the favor of the goddess of fortune must worship Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi together to maintain material opulence. If a materialist follows the policy of Ravana, who wanted to separate Sita from Lord Ramachandra, the process of separation will vanquish him. Those who are very rich and have taken favor of the goddess of fortune in this world must engage their money in the service of the Lord. In this way, they can continue in their opulent position without disturbance. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Marji. Yes, right. So this purport is telling us very clearly that when we run behind Lakshmi, then it is as good as we go to a family and with an invitation card that so and so date, so and so person in our family is going to get married, and you have to give your blessings, and we are giving that card only to the Mataji of that house, and not inviting the husband. It does not work. Either she will not come. If she comes, it will create unnecessary more issue, right? Husband will create problem. All imagine, right? Point is what? Yes, we do need Lakshmi to even to do the bhakti. We need Lakshmi. We are not at that renounced platform where we can just become detached, leave the house. Whatever we get is sufficient. Good. If we reach to that platform, good. That is the ultimate purpose. But what to do now when we are not there? Right? So yes, we need Lakshmi. But then, if we have this right consciousness that Lakshmi ji belongs to Vishnu ji first, and then if we use Lakshmi ji in the service of for maintaining the same family, but with the understanding that this family is given by the Lord to take care of them. Okay, I need to use this Lakshmi. that very same change in the consciousness. See, we say it, ISKCON society, right? What is the ISKCON? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It is the entire show of our consciousness only. The whole purpose of the whole movement is to make a transformation into our consciousness. It is said that great person does not do anything different. They do the same thing, but differently. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to be grateful to the Lord. We have been given this human form of life, then the association, and then a chance to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And see, His Holiness, His Grace Chaitanya Charanadas Prabhu, a very, very renowned, great scholar, philosopher, Prabhuji, is here in our city for last 3-4 days. I got a chance to attend one of the sessions. And this line I really liked, and I want to share it here. He said, we cannot be grateful for, I'm emphasizing the word, for. We cannot be grateful in our life for the things which are happening in our life. Okay? But we can be grateful to the Lord for the things happening with us in any situation. I'll just repeat. The keywords here are for and in. We cannot be grateful for all the things. Why? And let us take an example. Very mundane, ordinary example. India playing cricket final and lost badly. Yes, we cannot be very grateful in this situation. It is a bad thing. It will affect us, right? But so this is the first example. We cannot be grateful for all the things. Fine, true. But we can be grateful in all the situation. Even when India lost in the final very, very badly, we can be still grateful. Why? India reached till final. Now, let us apply that the same thing in our every activity of our life. We may not be able to do it in a manner that we want to do it. Okay, often most of us have this thought in our heart. If I was given this thing, I would have served in a much more better way. All of us have this question somewhere. If I had been given a talent of singing very nicely, if I had been given it so much of Lakshmi, if I had been given so much of education, if I had been given this, and that, so many things, then I would have done so many things in a much more better manner. If I had been made Prime Minister of India, I would have done miracles. We have spent all our lives, and a good part of this life also, just in this thought, which does not help. Point is what? Krishna knows what has been given to us. If he wanted those great things to be done by us, he would have given it by now. The message that Krishna is giving to us is, with these constraints, with this condition, with this limitation, with this disquality, with this problem, how you are performing now. That is what he wants to see. Why we want to change the equation? So in this situation, right, I'm again repeating my same point. We cannot be grateful for all the things which are happening with us. True, accepted. But what good is there? A very close example of this, which we often would have heard it hundreds times. Glass is half full or half empty, right? So half empty, yeah, we cannot be grateful for that thing, but we can still be grateful in the fact that the glass is half full. So I really like this message, and we need to apply this in our life. whichever situations we are into, whichever challenges we are going through. It's okay. What we can do with these constraints now to serve the Lord. Text 4. Ayam tu prathamo rajnam puman prathita yashaha prathur nama maharajo bhavishyati prathu shravaha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I read?
Yes, please, Mataji. Yes.
Thank you. Then Rajana Prabhuji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of the two, the male will be able to expand his reputation throughout the world. His name will be Prithu. Indeed, he will be the first among kings. Purport. There are different types of incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Shastras, it is said that Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva and Ananta are all very powerful incarnations of the Brahmana features of the Lord. Similarly, Sachipati or Indra, the king of heaven, is an incarnation of the lusty features of the Lord. Aniruddha is an incarnation of the Lord's mind. Similarly, King Prithu is an incarnation of the ruling force of the Lord. Thus, the saintly persons and great sages predicted the future activities of King Prithu, who was already explained as a partial incarnation of a plenary expansion of the Lord. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, a very important shloka, because that Lord, we discussed this example, right? Yada yada idharmasya. So, Lord takes different incarnations. He is an Atmaram. Atmaram is one who is self-satisfied and does not need to be dependent on anyone else to gain any kind of happiness for himself. Self-dependent, self-satisfied is the definition of Atmaram. Now, that Lord, that our dear Lord who is self-satisfied, is coming again and again in different forms, different incarnations. Well, to kill the demons, okay, but that is not the primary reason. Demons can be killed. The Lord is sitting inside them. He can give them heart attack inside without appearing. So the main reason why Lord appears is to attract the fallen souls, so that at least with those pastimes, when we hear, our stone-like, steel-like heart should melt. Okay, and there are a number of examples. Even Lord Narasimhadev, right, appeared from the pillar in the form of half man, Narahari. Even Varaha Avatar, Lord appeared as a boar. See, if someone sees a dream becoming a boar, right, in a dream, we'll feel so bad. That Lord is becoming boar for us, so that people who are on this earth can survive and can get a chance to come back to Him. We cannot think what is actually good for us, and He is thinking next, and planning the whole flowchart for us. That if we do this, yes, then we can come back. He's doing his part, becoming ready for us, all the situation before even we realize it. When we realize, when the things have happened, then we realize, oh, if this would have not had happened, I would have not been here, or oh Lord help me. He gives us the realizations after the things have happened. And it happens when we try to hear that Lord. Most of the times he's keeping silent without even, when we ask somebody 5 rupees, he may not say anything immediately, but a time will come when the person will tell, I had helped you that time with 5 rupees. That Lord is giving us everything and even not even letting us. That is a beauty, right? Those who are not surrendered, he is not even letting them know that he is helping. It is a good time to meditate on this single line, what we just discussed. What is false ego? What is ego? Ego means I think myself greater, or even if I know I cannot do it, I will not approach the other person because I will feel down approaching others for help. Unnecessary proud is another name of false ego. So we are so much into false ego, we do not want to accept the supremacy of the Lord. And that Lord is helping us silently, under the cover, background, without we knowing who is helping us. This is the height. How can someone question Lord is doing it for punishing us? We wanted to be in false ego, and this Lord is helping us even for that. Even when he did not like to create this world he created for us. To what degree we can be so hard-hearted? The scriptures are there to let us know our relationship with the Lord. So it is our responsibility. Our acharyas have explained it so nicely with their sleepless nights. It is a new year. We have to be grateful in all situations. It is a great chance. We know Mahamantra, potency of it. Even if we don't know it, it is fine. Ajamila did not know it either. Krishna himself does not know his own greatness. That's fine. That's why he came as devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? It is fine. We not knowing the complete importance and the power of the Lord. Not required. All we need is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is a ladder. It is a destination. Both. Text 5. Iyam cha sudati devi guna bhushana bhushana archir nama vararoha pratu mevava rundati. Yes, we do not have any purport here. But if someone wants to read the translation, kindly go ahead.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Translation with Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The female has such beautiful teeth and beautiful qualities that she will actually beautify the ornaments she wears. Her name will be Archie. In the future, she will accept King Prithu as her husband. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So, I want to correlate this with another line by His Grace Chaitanya Chandras Prabhu. He mentioned 2 words. All of us, we need resources in our life. But when we are running behind the resources, we forget to even think the source. Source is more important than the resource. Source is the origin. The resource is, it has come from the origin, right? From the source has come. Arjuna and Duryodhana, example, both wanted the help from Krishna. Arjuna wanted the source. Duryodhana wanted the resource, and we all know the result. So yes, Mother Archie, right? She will accept King Prithu, who is the Lord himself, incarnation of the Lord, as her husband. So she is none other than the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. Prithu Devi is the Lord only, Lord himself. So one last thing that I want to conclude my part of today's discussion is that same Lord who comes in so many incarnations, time after time to attract us, has now in Kali Yuga came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So does somebody want to comment on this line? It is on a higher level, yes, it is a correct statement. If we go one step deep, there is fundamentally something wrong in this line. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I want to go one step deep to basically appreciate the fact. Fine, it is correct. Mahaprabhu gave us Mahamantra, there is no doubt. Yes, all our scriptures say that. If we try to go one step deep, we know there is no difference between Nama and Namino, right? Abhinatva, Nama, Namino. Krishna and his name, there's no difference. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Lord's name, right? Holy name. Now, Mahaprabhu is also Krishna, right? Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi anya, right? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord himself. So, Lord is giving himself, right? Mahaprabhu gave us himself in the form of the holy name. So, I wanted to highlight this point. Basically, to glorify the statement that he did not give us Hare Krishna Mahamantra alone. He gave us himself because there is no difference. Now, today being the evening of the beginning of first day of, this year, right? First day of the year. Mahaprabhu is giving us himself. And with accepting and knowing all our limitations, this is our time to grab this opportunity. Even if we have to adjust our little bit of physical comforts, little bit of false ego, we suffer more in our thoughts than in physical, right? Because we think, overthink, and then endless thinking. So the point is, if we have to adjust few things here and there at the cost of continuing our sadhana, meaning it is a better choice. It is a temporary cost for the permanent relief that we're doing. It is fine. If our important flight, because of bad weather, changes its route and gets delayed by 20 minutes, we don't mind. We don't file a case. We don't put ourselves under so much of distress. It is our journey to Krishna. It is okay. If the weather outside, external weather outside, is not as favorable as we wanted, it is fine. We are on a journey to Krishna. It is okay to adjust. That is the reason. Pranadapi sunicena, tarorapi shaishuna, mane nina manadena, kirtani sadhari. chanting this is very important. Following this is even more important. Because this verse from 6 Ashtam, verse 3, is telling us it's okay to adjust. For a higher ultimate goal, it is okay to have little bit adjustments here and there. So let us have a compromised New Year with respect to our material comforts, little bit here there, but a most blissful, most happening, exciting New Year for our spiritual progress. Thank you so much, Prabhuji and Matajis. I took 5 minutes extra, and forgive me for that. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, please feel free. You're most welcome. All right. So, with your permission, I'll close the session. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, सनातन प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. Happy New Year once again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.